Nigerians are calling for a complete overhaul of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited as petrol scarcity lingers in some parts of the country. TVC News correspondent Abimbola Agbebi was out in Lagos State to monitor the situation.
It is no surprise that top on the list of stories making headlines on the front pages of newspapers in Nigeria is fuel scarcity. These, no doubt, are not interesting times for Nigerians as many still spend the night at fuel stations just to get the product.
Through this morning now, I've been here till 2 o'clock to this time now. You can see me, you can sleeping, so tired.
A trip around town showed that some fuel stations, though open, had no activity, while fuel dispensing had long queues. It was not a pleasant weekend for these motorists, having spent hours on the queue. There were allegations that fuel was only sold into jerrycans, but at a high price.
Since 12 o'clock, I don't do for queue, at the queue. No, they sell cake, rubber.
I want to buy fuel of 13K. They collected 2,000 from me before they will sell me, and I have to buy 11,000.
Now, those were allegations made by motorists here as fuel scarcity in the country bites harder. But at the sight of a camera lens, the story changed as fuel attendants stopped dispensing. Reacting to the situation, Nigerian economist Muda Yusuf has called on NNPC Limited to speak to Nigerians as fuel prices soar.
Apart from the productivity issues, it has affected cost of transportation, cost of movement, especially for the ordinary people. As far as the PMS is concerned, NNPC is the sole importer of these products. So when we are having this kind of crisis, I expect the NNPC to come out and explain to Nigerians what exactly is the problem.
On Sunday, the 1st of September, NNPCL finally admitted a significant debt to petrol suppliers, a story that has sparked reactions.
How did this debt come about? That's the question. Is this something that has been from the previous government or something that just came?
If you are to buy fuel for maybe 1,000 naira per litre, how much are you going to charge customers? So they are sitting on the money, they have to pay. And the president, Bola Tinubu, must overhaul NNPC. Overhaul NNPC, sack everybody.
As it stands, some say walking into fuel stations to get fuel at an affordable price may now be a luxury every Nigerian earnestly yearns for. Abimbola Agbebi, TVC News, Lagos.
For more updates, an energy expert, Professor Dayo Ayoade, joins me on the news. Prof, what do you make of the NNPC Limited's announcement of owing significant debt on the heels of reporting a 3.3 trillion naira profit in 2023?
Yes, it was very interesting that just a few days ago, NNPC declared its largest profit ever. That runs into trillions, about $2.1 billion as profit. And at the same time, there were news reports of NNPC owing substantial debts to international suppliers of PMS, running to over $6 billion.
All right, Prof. If you're back, I would like you to expatiate more on that and then to talk to us about what is the way out of the scarcity that seems not to be going away.
Well, when you owe $6 billion, at some point your suppliers will start to lose confidence in paying their bills. And that's exactly what has happened. NNPC issued a statement saying that they're owing money, but they have said it's not up to $6 billion. The problem now about the NNPC is that NNPC, even though it's now a private company on paper, it's now NNPC Limited, seems to behave like the old state monopoly that it was. There's a lot of there's poor transparency and poor accountability in relation to NNPC operations. Now, the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021 knows that we need a supply of last resort. And so the legislation says that NNPC Limited, although now a private company, will continue to act as a supplier of last resort to ensure that we have energy security. That's not unusual. That happens in all legislations all over the world. So that's quite fine. Now, the legislation says that NNPC will be paid for doing its work. So NNPC now is the monopoly supplier, is going out to go and look for PMS and so forth, and bring it to Nigeria, and they are being paid for it. The problem, as we all know, is that the pump price we are paying in Nigeria, if you say 600 naira or 700 naira usually, is out of sync with the international price. The landing cost of PMS is probably over 1,000 naira. So there's a shortfall of 300 to 400 naira that is not been explained. Let's not forget that the president, on 29th of May, I think 2023, says that no more subsidies.
So does it mean subsidies back?
What do you say?
Does it mean subsidies back, Prof?
Well, in effect, yes. They may not. They say it's under recovery. You can put it. You can put a goat in a dress, but it's still a goat. I mean, somebody is making up the difference between the landing cost and the price we are buying it. Now they're struggling to meet those costs because the gap is rising, and there's nowhere to close the gap, which essentially is a subsidy. I think the IMF has said something about we are going back to the bad old past and we are wasting money. I don't particularly want to agree with the IMF, but I would say that there's a lot of opacity about this subsidy.
All right.
Who investigates the amount of subsidy being paid?
All right.
Who is looking at the numbers to ensure that there is no skullduggery or there is no abuse of subsidy as we've had in the past?
All right, Prof. Energy expert, Professor Dayo Ayoade, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 10.
You're welcome.
Let's turn our attention